Now it's time to listen to our chief guest. She is a pioneer in sustainability, CSR, and environmental management based in Milan, Italy. As the founder and director of Eticampaign, she offers clients a forward-thinking and full-service provider of sustainability management and communications, consulting, training, and coaching services. With over 28 years of experience in the field, she partners with environmentally and socially responsible corporate and non-profit clients to create a culture of sustainability, pursue ethical actions and responsible leadership, and find the right balance among economic, social, and environmental policies to drive sustainable business prosperity, lead for the common good, and enhance brand reputation. She's on a mission to empower old and new generations of innovators and sustainability leaders to emerge by helping them define their purpose, vision, strategies, and goals. We are proud to have you with us today in our summit. Let me proudly invite our chief guest for day 3 of the SDGs Global Founders Council Summit, all the way from Milan, Italy, the founder and director of Eticampaign, Dr. Paola Fiore. Over to you for your address, Dr. Paola.
Thank you so much, Aparna and Santosh, and I'm really grateful and honored to be speaking at the last day of this incredible event, and my sincere acknowledgements and compliments to all the previous speakers and colleagues, and to your efforts is really, really important. And I would also thank you very much, Nicole, for her very inspiring previous talk. And I would like to share with you, to get started on this very day, what is the vision that inspired the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And I would like to invite you to bring with you the keywords that I colored in green and orange, and make these keywords yours in personal and in your professional life. So let's see this together. What is the vision? This is about a new agenda, and this new agenda is a promise made by leaders to all the people of the world, everywhere they are. It is universal, integrated, and transformative agenda and vision for building a better world. It is an agenda for the people, first of all, to end poverty in all its forms. And it's also an agenda for the planet, that is our common, unique, and beautiful home. And it is also a vision for shared prosperity, peace, and partnership at all levels of society. And mostly at this moment in time, it reminds us the urgency of climate action. And it is also rooted in gender equality and the respect for the rights of everyone on our planet. And above all, it pledges to leave no one and no territory behind. And these are the words of Ban Ki-moon, the ex-Secretary General of the United Nations. So let's focus now on what are considered to be the 5 key pillars of the agenda of the United Nations for sustainable development. Usually, as you can see from the slides, there are 5 key pillars. So we start from the people. We shared about ending poverty and hunger in all its form. And what is the main purpose? Is that of ensuring dignity, equality to everyone. And it's also about the planet, obviously. It's about protecting, preserving all our natural resources, all forms of lives on Earth, and especially to mitigate the impact, the growing dangerous impact of climate change for the present and future generations to come. And it's also about prosperity. And I would like to highlight here, we're not talking about growth. We are talking about prosperity that is very much different from the traditional concept of growth. in economic and financial terms. It's about ensuring a prosperous society and a fulfilling lives for everyone, so that each of us in every place in the world can live in harmony with nature and not fighting nature for our own needs. There is another key pillar, and it's about the partnership. And this pillar is consolidated within the 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals. And this is, I would say, one of the main goals of this event, an incredible initiative, because it's about implementing the overall agenda by building a solid global partnership. And finally, there's the fifth key pillar that is within the 16 Sustainable Development Goals. It's about fostering a peaceful, just, and inclusive society. And unfortunately, once again in Europe, we are in times of war, not talking about all the other conflicts, unfortunately, still going on in many parts of our planet. But I believe that there's a missing piece in this vision, and that should stay as the 6 pillars of the vision of the agenda of the United Nations. And it's about the purpose. It's about the purpose because let's think about our promise and the promise of the vision of the United Nations for 2030. So what is the promise? What is our promise without our purpose? So we do need to reflect on what is our purpose as individuals, and also as human beings, part of our society, so that we can become and be more and more the stewards of our planet, because we need to move faster towards a planetary stewardship. We are, let's say, destroying most of our biodiversity, natural resources. So we already, let's say, achieved some of the tipping points, so-called by the climate scientists. So we do need boldly and very urgently to, let's say, create or reestablish a safe operating space for humanity, so that we can preserve life on Earth for humans, but also for all living creatures. So, as Nicole previously well said, and I'm sure inspired already us all, our society, industry, trade, commerce, everyone really must move as fast as possible towards a real net zero carbon path. And why I'm saying real? Because what is happening, unfortunately, is that we are hearing more and more to a lot of corporate net zero pledges. We can, let's say, think about the last COP26 in Glasgow in last November. So obviously these pledges are important, but there's a big but. Now they must be backed by credible climate action, or there's a big risk that the limitation of this approach, that is, let's say, good in his intention, could undermine climatic neutrality. So we also need to understand that achieving a real net zero path by maximum the half of this century, so by 2050, less than 30 years, everyone, and business obviously is included, must, let's say, consider act on climate as the best economic and social option that we have. And actually, I will say, based on the last IPCC reports, International Panel on Climate Change, that is the main institution within the United Nations dealing with the science related to climate change is our only option right now. So it's the best, but it's only the only one. In order to transform the future, but I would say also the present of our economy, industry, trade, and obviously society. So we no further delay. All businesses, all governments must become and be courageous, must be bold, and together we must turn those ambitious pledges into practical action to achieve concrete results, both locally and globally. And this is because the climate crisis that we are seeing day after day, we are just assisting in these days in all the Indian continent and all the around countries, incredible higher temperatures. And we are just at the end of April. So the worst is still to come. Consider what is the opinion of the majority of the climate scientists. So the climate crisis calls us now urgently for unity of purpose. And that's the importance of the purpose and bold action. So what can we do, to make sustainability not anymore an exception, but the general norm, the reality for everyone, just like the Sustainable Development Goals and the United Nations Agenda for 2030. We do need to create a new normal, a new normality at all levels of society. And what can help us in remind this main goal is the overall structure of the Sustainable Development Agenda. So just like each of the 17 SDGs are important in itself, just like each of us as human beings, at the same time, all of these SDGs are interconnected. And we cannot achieve the 2030 UN agenda if we do not achieve altogether these 17 goals. So obviously, creating a new normal might be not easy, might be challenging, but I really would like to challenge everyone here for the positive. So let's try to think about what can be, a good way or a better way to, let's say, productively challenge the current status quo. And just like challenges, we have lots of opportunities. Let's think about the renewable sectors, for example, or the circular economy, for example, and many, many other specific areas related to sustainability. Obviously, there are opportunities because we do need to identify those new opportunities and other promising area for developing a real sustainable and responsible business. Obviously, we also need to be inspired and also inspire other people, and especially our colleagues at work, our management team. How can we, let's say, empower them, inspire them to make a shift in their thinking, in their operating daily work, in their, let's say, planning and organizing within our organizations. And obviously, we do need to check. We do need to check continuously. So diagnosing is very important, especially when we work within organization in teams. We need to find those best entry points for innovation. And here, innovation, and especially eco-innovation, is another key part of our work towards creating a new normality. And I'm moving towards the close of my presentation here. So we must realize with no further delay that time to act is now. not tomorrow, not in 12 months, not in few years, is now, is today, is every day. And as already Nicole addressed it previously, there are two main questions that I really would like to invite you all to think about. And please remember that these two questions are not static. They evolve with yourself, with your knowledge, with your company. They evolve with the time, and so evolve the answers. So, for example, why is sustainability so much important right now for any business success? It doesn't matter if it's a small, medium, or large company. Because today, sustainability is not just a strategic opportunity, you know, to continue your business, to continue to get a competitive advantage. No, it's not that anymore. It's key because within your sustainability strategies, plans, and programs, you need to include also climate change and global warming issues, because they do affect a lot your overall business. Let's think about your supply chain, for example. Let's think about all the natural resources that your business process might need to prosper. So also integrating these two key issues, and here obviously is the Sustainable Development Goal number 13, but obviously all the other goals related to, let's say, the biological or ecological aspects of the agenda needs to be included into your business organizational structure and into the governance also of every organizations. And the last questions. So now that you are understanding the importance of integrating sustainability into your business, and I would say also into your life, everyday life. Now that you are taking this commitment to yourself, to your stakeholders, to the present and future generation, how can you demonstrate your commitment to all the other people in public? So here I just put as hopefully a way to inspire you what I do, what I usually do. And this is just a few points, the main ones. So for example, I spoke a lot previously about listen to the climate science. That's key, that's fundamental, and it will be even more important in the next years. So please embed in your policies, in your strategies, the most important science-based targets. And also don't be afraid, you know, to communicate your own story. And there needs to be the story of climate change and climate science at the same time, and the impacts on your company and also on the rest of your stakeholders. You also need to develop holistic systems and programs for your own sustainability within your organization, because please remember that we don't have one only framework, one only model of sustainability. Every company, every business can create its own sustainability model and framework. And obviously, we do need, especially to preserve peace, to leverage trustful, collaborative conversation. Without trust, nothing can happen. Nothing good can happen, I would say. And finally, this is what I do also right now as I'm speaking to you. Please find your own ways to advocate for climate justice, especially to support the most vulnerable communities and especially the youth. And I would like to close by reminding you and also myself that sustainability is mainly about the people, the planet, and prosperity. And please remember your purpose. That's also fundamental. And by integrating all of these aspects, the economics part, the societal part, and the environmental parts together, we can help solve the biggest challenge of our time. So thank you very much for inviting me. And I give the floor to you, Parma. And my best and sincere wishes for this last day of day 3. Thank you for all you're doing and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paola, for that inspiring session. Thank you for joining us today and enlightening us with your experience. You and Nicole reminded us about the urgency of taking action towards a sustainable world. Actually, I'm still in shock seeing the pictures Nicole shared. I'm still not able to believe in a world we are all still alive. Children are dying, falling into fecal pits. It forces us to think about this question, what are we doing with our lives? Thank you so much, Doctor and Nicole, for opening our eyes and reminding us about the seriousness of the situation. We are honored to have you with us today, Dr. Paola, and thank you for joining us. Looking forward to working together to create a sustainable world, leaving no one behind. With that, we come to the end of the opening session, and let us fasten our seatbelts as we get ready for the powerful sessions on sustainable development.